What's going on, guys? Hope you guys Tuesday is going okay. In this presentation, guys, I want to talk to you guys about I just want to talk to you guys about let's just have a discussion about relatives. Um, you know, one thing I had to learn is that your relatives are just like anybody else, guys. Your relatives, they're no different from strangers because what I had to really get through my head when it comes to people is that, you know, the whole concept of love is just an idea that people have made up in their head. That's all love is. And I'm not going to take too much of you guys' time, but I felt this would be a good topic to talk about. Just talk about relatives and how relatives will judge you just like anyone else. Because love is based on how you make a person feel at that given moment, you know? That's the basis of love. And we know this, guys. Like, people will love you when you have what they desire, when you meet their criteria. And why I say relatives are no different from anyone else, because if you're in a bad space in life, if things are not going well for you, the same way other people will judge you, your relatives will judge you that way as well. Uh, you see who really on your team when you're going through adversity in life, when you're going through challenges. Um, when people see that you in a bad space, when people see that things are not going good for you, they're not gonna want to tag along for the ride. But when people see that you're doing well, when people see that you're achieving, people want to be around you. And that goes for your own relatives. People want to be around people that got it going on in life. And what I had to understand is that when you're in a bad space in life, people just don't want to deal with you. I noticed that we live in a very cutthroat, judgmental world. And if people see that you in a bad space, if people see that you're just not doing well in life, people not gonna want to tag along for the ride. They're not gonna want to be around you. That's just the way human beings are. People want to be around people that's got it going on, uh, and you really see who's in your corner when things are not going well in your life. And that's what I had to understand. Like, even when it come to relatives, they most certainly will judge you the same way anyone else will judge you. You know, it's not a game, guys. Um, if people see that you're in a bad space, if people see that things are just not going well with you, they ain't gonna want to be around you. But these same people, if you was doing really well for yourself, if you was rich, if you I'm not gonna even say rich, but if you was just doing really well in life, if you was on a certain economic level, if you had a nice home, if you had a beautiful woman, a beautiful wife by your side, these same people would treat you totally different. I had to realize that people won't even want to be around you if you don't have a wife and children. You got people that won't want to deal with you because of that. Just because you're a grown man who don't have a wife and children, that's enough to make people not want to be around you. And I used to think that your relatives won't judge you the way that strangers will judge you, but your relatives are no different than strangers, guys. The same way that strangers judge you, your own relatives will judge you the same exact way. They're no different. They just relatives. And I just had to really learn and understand that when people see you're in a bad space in life, they're not going to want to deal with you. People going to want to stay away from your behind when they see you bad off. When people see that you're struggling, things are not going well for you, um, No one is going to want to deal with that. People are evil, guys. And I see it even with your own relatives. People see that you in a bad space, things ain't going right for you, they don't want to be around you. And once you understand that your relatives will judge you the same way anyone else will, you realize that you don't have nobody that's in your corner. And it's funny how you'll find people that's not even related to you who will treat you better than your own relatives. I just had to understand that the concept of love is an oxymoron. It's a made up idea. Love is just an emotion that people express towards people who meet their criteria. That's all it is. An emotion that people express towards people who meet their criteria. I think to myself, if I was in the NFL, because my father told me if he would have raised me, I'd have been in the NFL. More than likely at my age, I'd be retired from the league by now. But for those who don't know, I played offensive lineman my 8th grade year of high school. That year, the football team, we went to the playoffs. But I just think to myself, if I was in the NFL, I'd be able to screw all the 304s I want. My relatives, just people in general, would have the utmost respect for me because I'd be rich, I'd be famous, I'd have a beautiful wife, I probably would have multiple baby mamas, I'd have a nice family, have about maybe 2 or 3 children. The level of respect that people would give me would be through the roof because of what I have. And once you understand that love is just an oxymoron, it's just a made up idea that people express towards people that meet that criteria. Once you get that in your head, you'll never be hurt or disappointed by anyone ever again. That's all love is. It's just a made up idea, a made up philosophy that people use towards people that meet their standards of what they want. That's all love is. And your own relatives, they're no different. They judge you the same way anyone else will. When and once you understand that, you'll understand that that's all the more reason to be skeptical when it comes to people. And that's all the more reason to stay to yourself and not deal with people, because once you understand that no one cares, everyone is all for themselves, people will only deal with you when they see that they can benefit from you. Because that's what I had to really understand when it comes to human beings. People only want to be a part of your world when it's beneficial to them. If a person cannot benefit off of you in any kind of way, they don't want to be associated with you. And this is why when you're doing well in life and you're winning and you're achieving, people want to be on your team. People want to celebrate with you. They want to toast the Dom Perignon with you because they see you winning. And that just go to show you how fake and phony people are. It really does. Because if you're homeless up under a bridge, how many people you think gonna be around to celebrate you? If you're homeless under a bridge, how many people do you think are gonna be there to say I love you, or I'm thinking about you, or I care about you? People gonna drive right past your behind and they ain't gonna be thinking nothing about you. And if you in the South, for the last few days, it's getting chilly. And I've been thinking, I feel very sorry for anyone who's under a bridge. You don't want to be under a bridge this time of year. It's getting chilly out there, especially for those people that's in the South. You guys know that it gets very cold. And, it gets very cold for us. Up north, that's a different level of cold. But you just see that people are people. And that's what I had to understand, even when it comes to my so-called relatives. I had to understand that the same way strangers will judge you, your relatives will judge you the same way. They're no different. And I had to understand also, relatives can be a lot worse than people who don't even know you. Because, see, your relatives have known you your whole life. So your relatives can judge you even more harshly than a stranger because they know you. They got the download on you. But once you understand that people are all for themselves, people don't care for you, they don't love you. Once you get that in your head, and once you understand the concept of love, you can never be hurt by anybody ever again. You'll never be hurt. You'll never feel betrayed or done wrong ever again, because love is just an oxymoron, like I said, guys. People just use that word to express, they use that word to express emotions towards people that make them feel good. So when you got what a person wants, when you meet their criteria, they'll say, I love you. But that's just because you meet their criteria, what they want. That's all. But that's all I'm going to say for now, guys. Just keep that in mind. Your relatives will judge you the same way anyone else will. Matter of fact, even worse. They can judge you even worse because they got the download on you. They actually know you. So I just keep that in mind, because for years I never wanted to believe that relatives will judge you in a negative light, but they will. They most certainly will. And I just had to understand and get it through my head that people are all for self. Once you understand that people are all for self and they're not concerned about you, that will save you a lot of heartache and pain. You'll never be disappointed again. You'll never get your feelings hurt again. But that's all I'm going to say for now, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys wanted to believe that your relatives won't judge you the way that other people will. Because we get this whole family thing misconstrued. We really do. We think that, that's the fam. They'll never judge me. They'll never, they'll never do me wrong. They'll never hurt me. That we blood, we relatives. And sometimes you get the thinking in your head that these people really love you and that they'll never wrong you. But that's where you're wrong. And thinking that way sets you up to get your feelings hurt. But you guys make sure you comment, rate, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.